call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke,
Here.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Here.
Commissioner Darren Indovina.
Here.
Okay, please stand as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, is there any changes to the agenda? No. Okay, we will go into a closed session. That is optional. If we need to do that, we will. Might be able to shorten the meeting on Thursday because we have a lot coming up on Thursday.
Closed session related to this or just anything?
It would have to be anything that had to do personnel. It could be personnel.
Mm-hmm.
It could be lawyer if we choose to do that. And it's on there because, as I understand, someone asked that we make we're going to close it. I don't know what the issue is.
Okay, all right.
But if it goes in those three headings, land, legal,
Right,
or personnel,
I get that.
it's there.
But
if we choose to
Yeah,
discuss it.
I put it
Okay.
on there just in case we needed to
That's
discuss.
fine. Yeah,
personal.
I just so everybody knows, because I'm the one who asked for this work session, and
Yeah.
I did not intend on talking about
Right.
personnel. I just wanted
Yeah,
to know
okay.
about the financials.
Okay, what kind of started this session here was the fact that we've reorganized, and Larry Howard now is the park superintendent, and it didn't make sense to split Larry's duties between two commissioners, so we've gone to one commissioner. Darren has been the commissioner at least as long as I can remember.
Yeah, thank you.
And so now Commissioner Gaspar will be the commissioner of the golf course, and this is kind of a turnover on the issues, and frankly, I have not spent much time on the golf course, either looking at the figures or that sort of thing. And so this is sort of a turnover, and then we'll just go from there. So Darren, it's your nickel.
You want to start the conversation? You
no,
brought it?
nope.
Okay, well.
Thank you, though.
We moved golf back into Parks and Recs, and that's why Commissioner Gaspar has been the commissioner over Parks and Recs. It's a wonderful idea to do so, and I totally am support of the change for the city. It helps out in many different variations, and I'm glad. I've been working with these issues and people at the course for since we were elected as the commissioner of the golf course. It's been a heck of a run. I've learned a lot, met a lot of people, learned a lot about how the city of Monett has operated this course for more than 20 to 30 years. Some of these people come to me and give me information, tidbits of knowledge, and more. I learned a lot about the operation of the course, its management, its turnover, because we did have turnover from a golf superintendent around this time last year, around July last year, to Darryl Easley, who at the time was 17 years in the position of the golf course maintenance. So he has done, what can I say, more than he has proven himself worthy of actually able to create the golf experience again, because when he took over, we were kind of like in arrears on green grass. We had a bit of an to put it lightly, I think there was a little bit of overseeding or over what am I trying to say, that just damaged the fairways. So we had fairway damage from over use of chemicals and more. Okay, so we
Overseeding
closed.
or overuse of chemicals?
I would say it's over chemicals
Okay.
because it killed the fairways. They were closed for 2 months last year, September and October, so they can reseed and bring different grass onto the fairways on the back nine, which was the heavier of the damage. So he did, and this year we hustled. We hired outside sources to come in and seed, and they did, and we've grown grass, and we've had a playable course all year, all 2025, and it's been a great experience. We've increased some of our players for annual subscriptions and memberships. We've we've hired and fired a few along the way. We feel like we've got a great use of employment in hand, but again, employment has always been an issue. We gain and we lose at the same time with the employees, and it always creates a little bit of a havoc. They always start over. But Darryl has done a phenomenal job. We also lost the prior golf course clubhouse manager, and we had Matt Schiffner step up, and Matt Schiffner has done phenomenal work. He brought it to our attention. He was repaid for his duties and services and back pay and more. He even applied for the new position that we created for golf course clubhouse manager. The use of Matt has been substantial. He is the go-to guy for knowledge, computer technology, and more. And he has fulfilled the shoes of the person who he has filled the shoes for. So moving forward with him was substantial in the movement forward of this course. Mike Knight is here, and Mike Knight is all the knowledge in the world. He's kind of like the Murray Bischoff of the golf course, if I might say so, because he has been around since the 1990s, right? Is it safe to say?
I managed the course from 2003, April 2003, for about 10 years.
Yeah, but and he's
I've played golf out there since
right, and
65 years.
And he is organized and given us lots of information historically, how things should operate, and he has given us a great path forward also, and we appreciate him in his position. We'd like to get him some more hours, but anyway. And then we just hired Mr. Graham. Mr. Graham went through an interview process, and welcome. He went,
Randy, right?
Yeah. Good to see you.
and he went through an interview process with others, and the city has selected him to be the new person to run and manage the pro shop, which is the marketing and the budget, the inventory control, the make sure people aren't taking advantage of the course and its monies and products, and that's what his position upon getting him into position to take over that operation. So
Do we have a problem with people taking advantage of the course?
taking what's?
You just said taking advantage of the course.
Yeah, there's use. There's people that come in at 5 o'clock with their own personal cars and just play for free. The course is separated by Highway 37. The clubhouse is on the east side, so they'll play the west side, and that's a common practice that's just been going on. For example, their own carts are loaded down with their own products, so they're not coming to the clubhouse to buy our product. We worked years ago. Before our time, the course, when they rebuilt that pro shop, we gathered a liquor license, and we are supposed to be the source of food and beverage at the course, and again, that's just another issue that happens citywide. People come out there and bring their own food and beverage, and those are the small things that turn into big things. But things like that we like to control. I'm looking for more control. We have signs all over the course. I like inventory control more than anything. I'd like records kept of sales that day, inventory towards shoes, balls, shirts, and more, and green fees.
Can I just slow down a minute?
Yeah, I know. I'm a little scattered. Go ahead.
You said inventory control, and you're talking about the pro shop inventory, right?
Well, we have retail products we like to market.
Yeah. So okay, that's what I would call the pro shop.
Right.
Hang on a second. Sorry. So that's pro shop, and that's the soft goods, hard goods, concessions.
Concessions.
All
from
through.
that one building. Yeah, there's no other concessions anywhere on the course.
Right.
A few of the improvements, if I could jump onto that. Okay.
Hold on, one more. You said something else you wanted to have more controls of.
Green fees.
So just pricing, overall
Yeah.
pricing.
Green fee pricing, people coming on the course playing without paying, going to check in. There's signs posted on 3 areas of the golf course that people still go out and play. I think it's just the old Monett way.
How do we know that people are playing and not paying?
Well, they'll close the pro shop, for example, at a certain time, which means no outgoing golfers. But yet, when all the carts are turned in, there's still golfers on the course, and they have their own personal property.
Own personal carts.
Carts, yes, sir.
Okay.
What time would the pro shop close? Or the
Oh, it's
clubhouse
seasonally.
close?
It's right now. It's what, 5:30. You let the last golfer go out.
Yeah.
So when that cart comes back in, So all the carts are accounted for, which means should be no other golfers on the course. There are.
Okay.
I mean, that's been going on.
Well, it's wide open.
Yeah, it's been going on forever.
No, I mean, it's just like the North Park and the South Park, right? The parks are wide open. There's no
There's
gate that is preventing
Yeah.
cars from entering the parking lot. There's no fencing that's preventing people from just walking.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Working with Darrell this first year, his first budget, my first budget as a councilman, we worked together and created a whole lot of numbers and presented them to Sandy, and we put these into place. There's a few things that he's still asking for. We have equipment problems often because equipment is used 363 days a year, pretty much. Maintenance equipment, landscaping equipment, mowers, and those things, they get beat. They get beat up really good, and they move almost every day of the year. As long as there's not snow on the ground, they'll be out there with John Deere and other tractors and vehicles maintaining the course. So they run into an issue. We got some lease tractors now where they'll come out and fix them for us. We have others we own. They go to Mr. Abramovitz, who fixes them for us for the city. But it's a continuous thing. It's an absolute motion that it doesn't seem to have anything to stop it. So it's an expensive thing also because these units are $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 each, and to maintain them and hydraulic hoses and more. I mean, the maintenance on this stuff happens at the course, and a lot of times if it's a lease option on a product, it'll be taken care of by the carrier or the leasee. Other things we've been working on around the pro shop. The grass has been, let me end on the grass. The grass has been substantial. We have had playing services that doesn't look like we'll have to have any problems for the rest of the year. We'll have grass. We'll have golfers. We'll have revenue. That's a bonus. So Darrell Easley and his maintenance people have done a substantial job creating that effect, and he's going to make it where we can golf all year long.
How about the greens?
The greens, they're spotty on a very, very small few. Last year we were painting greens or making new greens so the other greens could be in repair. Right now we have 18 operational greens. If there's anything on the green, it's a small section, no bigger than a sand pit as big as this boulder right here. It's very good. We don't have any problems with any of the greens. I'm glad to hear. But Darrell's been there he's there 18 years now. He would have been here today, but he has an emergency with his mother. So I'm glad we got representation that came in from the course. We wanted to make improvements on green fees. We wanted to make improvements on costs to try to make up some of the revenue that's been lost over the years. Our rate was really, really low. We made a substantial gain, a minimum of 4% across the board, and some actions even higher. But we really had just a little bit of pushback. People are appreciating the fact that we take care of the property, and that's what they want to see. They want to have a playable course, and that's worked out well. And so we're gaining revenue. We're gaining some more, as I said earlier, some more annuals. We brought in more members this year than last year, and we're marketing a bit better inside the clubhouse. We are marketing very well with beer and cokes and sandwiches and candies, but we'd like to market better with shoes, balls, shirts, and more. That's kind of a slow side. They'll buy them if they need them. They won't buy them if they don't. So we want to make it where they can buy it, a little bit more frequently. So we try to make it marketable. We made new contracts for tournaments. The contract for the tournaments has been fulfilled. They have things in place that they have to sign, check off, and more. We seem to be getting paid for these tournaments through collections, because the money that they bring over goes to collections, and then it shows up in your Cassell. So that's been a bonus. We've had a very small amount of tournaments last year. We pretty much superseded it, and we still have the rest of July, August, September, and October to go. And we're very proud of that. So that's been beneficial. I mean, it's a small step, but a big number against it. It's just another climb up of one rung of a ladder, but at least it's in the right direction. And that's what the goal was. So I think the posted signs inside the pro shop, the contracts for the tournaments has been beneficial, at least as far as keeping all of us and the city informed on how it works. And I think as time goes on, it'll just get better. So that's really not a problem. We voted these changes in a couple of council meetings months ago, and they seem to be do well. The pro shop can use some improvement as far as layout and design, as far as the interior. We will make in a storage room because they scatter overstock in many different places. So we were going to build a small wall off of another wall to give them a 5-foot area that we could shelve and hold the overstock of any product we sell in there, from balls to shirts to beer, and keep it out of the, because it's unsightly to see stacked in corners and stuff like that. So that was proposed and Darrell approved it. I talked with one contractor who was there when they built the clubhouse and said he would like to help us move forward and build that, but they haven't shown up yet, unfortunately.
We can't just do that, can we?
It was all in conversation. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was going to have to be bid on and more. But
Okay.
again, we talked about fixing the deck outside. It's got that plastic wood type of base on it, and we were going to change it out to real wood and put steps down and finish it, because right now it's a piece and a piece. So we were going to complete the L shape and put steps down in the practice green, which has an entire outside decking system. Because
Are these things in a budget?
no, they're not. But again, they're not heavily expensive. I can assure you that it's mostly labor. I think the labor would be more than the material for what we wanted to do.
Well, what do we budget this year for the golf course?
Well,
Facilities
in front of me.
Yeah, as I recall, it was like we were going to be in the red $530,000, but that did
542.
532.
542.
542. Yeah, but that didn't take into account the increased revenues.
Right.
But if I recall, the previous year we spent $300,000 in the red, so our costs have gone up, I don't know, 70%. So when we're doing better out there, it really comes down to dollars and cents, how much.
Right.
All right, it really, what's the way forward? Now, yeah, you've done a lot of work out there, and I appreciate that. But what's the way forward? And are we going to continue to spend $500,000 a year in the red on the golf course?
Well, I think the budget increased last year heavily because of the seeding that we did in September and October, where we hired an outside source to come in to do it because it was that large of a job. We didn't have the means to do it. There was also what was the other big thing that happened to us last year? But that was the biggest part of it, was the seeding.
Is that something we got? How often do you see?
Well, we spend a lot of money on chemicals already. We spend an average of $40,000 to $50,000.
The question is, do you have to seed every year?
Yes, absolutely.
Should.
Yes.
Okay, so how much did we spend on the seeding?
Chemicals alone, last year's budget was $48,000. I think this year's a little bit higher, somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000, as far as the cost of the chemicals and seeds that we do ourselves. And we seed itself, and we use our own mechanical equipment, so we don't have to bring anything in. But repairs can cost us. The city gets billed for repairs. We have to trailer the product back and forth to, if Paul can't make it to the golf course, we have to trailer it and hire an outside company to trailer it and bring it to and fro, which is something I'd like to eliminate by getting a trailer. And then we could take our own product to repair without him having to come. We are Jim Pogue has already been out there and analyzed the equipment that Darrell would like to move out of these old cart barns and utilize the space. And him and Jim was supposed to get with me this week. This is my first day back to work in the week, and I apologize for my tardiness, but it was an issue I'm still working through. But he has that document ready, and I don't know if he shared it with you yet, but as to but he has went through the equipment with Darrell, and they have come across with what they want to sell, and we have to determine its cost and its condition for the value. So getting that out the way will help us too, because we can utilize more space for the equipment, because we kind of pile the equipment in. At one point, the pro shop wasn't fixing or maintaining their carts as well as they should have been, and bringing it to maintenance, which was already a busy schedule. But through Matt, he's jumped in and he's learned how to do the proper maintenance on tire replacements and whatever, gas tanks and batteries and more, and he's done a substantial job keeping that out the way of the maintenance department when they could have done it themselves, and they are. So that's a step in the right direction too. But it's beneficial that they know what's going on, and I've always told them, because when I took over, the budget was in the 300s. In fact, when you just said that number just a minute ago, I had no clue it was 500. Last I did it, it was 410, which was a substantial loss again from last year, another
It always has
$100,000.
been. So the golf course has always has always been a cost center to the city. I mean, it's a nice amenity that we provide to the community, but yeah, we have to.
Yeah, it's
We
over
have to look a little
1%.
closer.
It's over 1% of our revenues. So I'm not, I think the golf course, from what I can tell, is in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
It should be after the money that we've put into it.
I
Go ahead, Ken.
disagree with it. Pretty good shape. I think it needs a lot of work.
yeah. Well, you know, from last
Larry and I
year to
drove
this year,
around 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
Ken, what are the big areas that you think need work?
Well, tee boxes and fairways, and the fringe areas. There's potential drainage issues. The irrigation system needs money,
that's a fact.
needs attention. There's a lot that needs to happen.
Yeah,
But Larry's got. I mean, he's going to be all over the
Yeah.
the turf, right? So that's his forte. That's his strength. I didn't want. I don't have any comments or knowledge of what is needed as far as to build up those tee boxes or those fairways or the drainage issues or the irrigation things. What I have interest in is just understanding the budget that we prepared for FY26 and understanding the revenue mostly. Expenses are going to take some time to understand. The expenses are going to be, unfortunately, the expenses. I have questions on some items that will be totally considered nickel and diming because they're small amounts. But it's just questions that I have. Most of my questions are always around education. It's not an indictment of what was done or what decisions were made or anything like that. But I see something I don't know, I ask a question, and then I know. So that's my motivation. But anyway.
Now, Larry, if you don't mind, how do you think what kind of condition do you think the course is in?
That needs work. I mean, it's not super bad, but like Kim's saying, the tee boxes need some work, fairways need some work, and a little work done on the greens. Like the biggest thing with the fairways and tee boxes is irrigation, and that's why they are struggling in the areas that they are, is because there's no irrigation.
There's no irrigation or bad water, we don't have an irrigation system on key parts of the course. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is that mostly fairways, I'm assuming?
A lot of fairways, and then there are some tee boxes that do not have irrigation.
Yeah, is it because are they in the new part or the old part?
That would be, those are in the,
I can't
in the
remember.
new part.
Yeah, 10 through 18 would be considered the new.
So 10 through 18 is the new part. That's the
Yes,
one
yes.
that's east of 37. All right, so the irrigation, that's where, if we need what I'm thinking here, what I'm hearing is irrigation's probably the biggest need on the back nine.
Yes, because with irrigation, it's going to help with, getting your seed to go.
Yeah, you put seed down and
You
don't
don't-
irrigate it, you've just thrown money away.
Yeah.
And
No.
is hand irrigation prohibitive?
It's pretty much what they're doing now.
They are doing some hand irrigation, but it would just, the manpower to do that would just be unreal.
Agreed.
And the timing.
Yes.
Yeah, the time. Like this week, totally dry and sunny. Not good. It's got to be wet.
Well, we have an
Yeah.
unusually wet May and June.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it's helped us out.
It did.
So we can't guarantee, we can't count on it every year. But it sounds like we need to seed every year.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
And it sounds like irrigation, not the source of the water, but it's the actual irrigation
Correct.
itself, correct?
The system.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a computer out in the workshop. That's a Windows 10 machine.
Is that right before XP or something like that?
Just right after. But it needs to be, the machine needs to be replaced. The operating system is going to be out of service, out of support by Microsoft in October. But that software, that machine controls the irrigation system. The irrigation system recently took a lightning strike, which then caused a controller, a circuit board, to be fried, for lack of a technical term.
Not the computer, but a control board.
A control board
Okay.
was fried.
All right.
That's a $16,000 expense,
And not covered by insurance.
not covered by
Correct.
insurance. Right.
Well, keep
The nice thing is that, so again,
Go ahead.
the nice thing is once you replace it, it should work, right? The bad thing is we don't know. We don't know if the wiring through the systems, if the valves were fried also. You don't know until you get the control board to be able to fire the system up.
So are we doing everything manual right now?
Yes.
Or not.
Not
Yeah,
at all?
they're manually watering greens.
What I mean, it's manual control of the system, not going and.
Right, right. We are manual on most areas.
So manual means going out there by hand or opening valves?
Well, there's two, manual with a hose is the primary T-box and greenway. Manual on the fairways, they'll go and have to switch it without being able to do it from the control computer he's talking about, from the office. In other words, they have to drop out to a box, and that one box can cover 2 or 3 holes. Am I saying that right, Mike? So this one control box, this Toro box, has 2 or 3 golf holes attached to it, and each hole can have anywhere from 40 to 60 sprinkler heads. So they're turning them on manually at the control box if to water some areas. Not all areas are getting water, like hole 15, which had the electrical strike, is not, because that Toro box is totally out. Now, we talked about this Toro system way back when we were still getting rain, and we did budget for that, correct?
He asked for many items in capital, but said that was the most important thing
Right.
to him.
So we still have that
Since then,
sitting
he's
out
bought
there.
mowers on that
Right.
capital.
Okay, so that budgeted number is down.
It's down.
Right.
Yes.
But nonetheless, they're still in need of 6, 7-ish Toro boxes. And each one gathers water for 2 to 3 holes. And each hole can have, depending on the length of the hole, up to 16-ish sprinkler heads.
So it sounds to me like the immediate need, from what I hear, is we gotta get a new motherboard or whatever.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have to get that. So that's a must do. So is there any reason we can't do that right now?
Depends what we have left.
It's a circuit board.
Yeah.
The computer still needs to be replaced. Right, that's a separate,
That's a separate bigger
that's
issue.
just a
Okay.
business
Yeah.
expense, yeah. Because it's a Windows 10 machine. But
Just didn't price it.
Next,
I hadn't prepared to sit here and prioritize projects, but
Yeah.
more to understand the budget, more to understand revenue, and, you know, not saying that those things don't need to happen, but
Right.
those are the things I would expect Larry to talk with the group and.
Now, Larry, is that the immediate need out there? So I'd like to search, that's what I'm hearing.
Irrigation?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because without irrigation, everything else is just a waste of money and time.
I don't see any reason why we can't agree to get in this circuit board today so you can get that going.
We've got the quotes from Toro. I'll get them and give them to you.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what's holding you up, the 14,000, not that that's cheap, but if that's what it takes to get us going in the right direction on the fairways
Well-
and or the tee boxes.
What happened last year with the dead grass, it was really detrimental into last year's earnings. This year, we went out and went forward and grew grass, and then the irrigation became the system of the fault. So it's a little bit of a battle either way. There were a lot of, give it to Darryl again, Darryl's really got it figured out. He was replacing, I don't know, he's probably replaced almost 100 sprinkler heads, guessing, since he took over, that were damaged and not working, or maybe just flooding the circular area that they were in, because if they don't pop up and spray, they shoot on the ground, and now you have another issue to tend to. But we went forward with a lot of different things last year. and bought a lot of dirt, bought a lot of sand, bought a lot of seed and chemicals to have a good golf course this year, and we have a good golf course. And next year, if we stay on this maintenance where we do irrigate naturally, the little spots that we have on the greens and the little spots that we have in the fairway.
What does that mean?
If we could bring the water system to the course and keep it wet, so the seeds and the grass grows by irrigation.
Okay.
If we get those
Then we're-
irrigation,
then we're back.
yeah, if we get those Toro boxes fixed, we will have water to irrigate the course, which we don't
All right.
have enough of.
The front nine, is the front nine okay? I mean, in terms of irrigation?
No,
No, the whole system needs to be replaced. There's no longer, you can get parts for none of the controllers anymore. That was the 100 and some million.
1.5 million.
1.5.
About 2-3 years ago, I would anticipate that being well north of 2 million now
and what is that?
to
The
replace the entire irrigation system,
sprinkler heads and all?
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, well, I never delved into that.
How old are the sprinkler heads generally?
All right.
Well,
Mike, were you alive when?
95.
What's that,
I think in the
95?
nineties, we put water in, early nineties sometime, that's when the irrigation was put in. We used to not have water out there, fairways had all died by August.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah.
I think it was in the mid-nineties.
You know-
but heads are going to be replaced. So through attrition.
As needed, correct.
Yeah. So through attrition, you can have some that are just weeks old and some that are years old.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit in the weeds, but how often, do we go out and do like an annual test before the season starts of sprinkler heads to see which ones need to be replaced?
I do not know.
He does. He's on the course every day,
Okay.
every day.
How much does a sprinkler head cost?
Oh, I think about $80 a piece.
Yeah, I think
I might be lowballing it, but it's about, just say 100 per,
Sounds about right. 80,
because they
85.
big as this, and when the pressure hits them, they pop naturally like your yard, but they
Mine only cost 25 each though.
they have a circular area of about maybe 50 yards per
50
head.
yards?
Yards per. Yeah.
The cannons.
Yeah, they are. So if one doesn't pop and it sprays on the ground, we just dug a hole, you know? So the maintenance on those things is detrimental, so. And there's blueprints even at the course that show a fairway and it has the location of all the heads and their numbers. They go along one fairway. And then you got the four average per tee box and green. And then depending on the length of the hole, you have them, I don't know, 30 yards apart, 50 yards apart. So, yeah, it's a progress, and things to remember. The 1 through 9, the original course is 100 years old. You know, that side, the west side, the east side is 25 years old. It was built around 2000, 2001, and he was part of
We
it.
opened November of 2002,
Yeah.
is when that's how.
So they opened up the second side, the 10 through 18 side. So, you know, you get a little bit of the soil difference, you know, things change and stuff. I mean, and being a good horticulturist, I guess, would make a big difference because, you know, like Darryl has changed a couple of the grasses on the course because he goes for hot temperature grass, cool temperature grass, and I think with just the spots that we had grown this year that need to be handled next year is even going to be better, and moving forward is even going to, it's just going to continuously get better. That's my belief, because from what he had last year to what he's got this year is 500% improvement. It truly is. Because we closed 10 through 18 for 2 months last year, which hurt a lot of golfers. You know, and we're not going to do that this year. I don't have unless that water system becomes an issue, or we can manually do it. Get some, you know, depending on how they want to do it, help, manpower, whatever the case may be, to get us through the summer.
All right, so it's either repair what we got or replace. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. That's
Well,
a big decision.
See, that's the deal on the first 9 is that has to be replaced because they no longer make the parts for the controllers. That's the issue they're having.
Mhm.
This Toro don't make that no more. So that controller has to be replaced.
Okay, and you're talking the control.
The
Not
green,
the-
the
not
green
the-
boxes, right.
Yeah.
So 'cause there's circuit cards in
Not the
there
heads
and all the
themselves.
valves that are connected to them cards But when one fries up, that's it. They can't replace it, so there's little switches in there you can turn the heads on, but you can't you can't set them up to come on at night when everybody's away, when the water does the most good. So.
And you know, at the beginning of this year, they were working. You know, early in the winter, going into as a thaw, I guess we'll call it. That's when they found out that they weren't. Some. You know, and that quote I got was in the 70s, 72, 76,000 from Toro to replace 6 to 8 motherboards on the course.
But the lines and the valves and the heads are fine.
Yes,
Just the controllers.
They could be upgraded to heads.
And that 72,000 is for the front
Yeah.
9 controllers?
Not the front 9, just total 9 controllers, 8 to 9 controllers all over the course wide, that have to be replaced that are not functioning. And total, give me a total, how many you think there are? Toro boxes.
I think there's 3 for each side, ain't there? Don't they control three holes?
I thought they were like,
Maybe there's
Hey,
8
Mo.
of them, I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't counted.
okay, so you don't know, okay.
Come on, Mike, you're not helping.
Well, I think there's a bit more, I think there might be a dozen of them, total.
Total course, 8
On
to
the
10.
total course. What do you say?
8 to
8 to 10.
8 to 10? Okay, so 10. On a total course that run 3 holes or so average each, depending on the length
So
of
is
the
what
holes.
we're talking about right now the same as the one that we need to get ordered that took the lightning strike?
Yes.
So it's 14,000 times 10. Rough math.
That's double what I was quoted, but anyway.
Well, I'm talking about the entire course replacement
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
because they're no longer supported. They're no longer manufactured.
Oh, it went up. It was, when he first got that for 15, it was 6,000. It went to 14,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we can shop it.
Or-
We're not have to be dedicated to Toro. The current system we have is Toro. But if there's other marketing companies out there, I have their names right here, some. And we can, you know, move forward with that.
How much is the
That's for Mr.
seating
Larry.
cost?
How much
is it,
what?
sir?
How much of the seating? We're gonna do that once a year, it's a fixed cost, sounds like. And this
Oh.
year was different from previous years, how?
No, seed is just like fertilizer. It'll change every year with the price. So,
Because it's a commodity.
Yeah, when we bought seeds last year, it was in the neighborhood of about 48. And then Darryl took over and it went up to about 60. This year.
Okay, but, yeah, all right, so we're not talking hundreds of thousands, we're talking
Right.
tens of thousands.
But Larry will have the benefit of getting better pricing when he's buying seed for all the facilities. Because he's buying it right now for North Park.
Oh,
it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he'll get better pricing.
All right.
By bulk? Or?
It's
Yeah,
bulk
different
now.
company,
I mean, he's getting.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want to quote tonnage, but
yeah.
I just 2 10.
there you go. There's
And
tonnage,
Darryl can give you his inventory of liquid and fertilizers.
and that's the benefit of consolidating all of this is
Right.
to
Oh,
get
I get
those that I'll say that cost benefit. So
Can I interject something here?
you may.
We lost fairways because of watering issues a couple of years ago. When the previous guy didn't water because he didn't want to fix water heads. We had a bunch of water heads that were down and he just did not water. He did not water the greens properly. He's no longer here. He was a hard worker, but he didn't understand water. Greens, when they get hot, need to be syringed. You don't overhead water greens because the water pools, it bakes the roots, your roots die. And he quit watering at night because he couldn't get the water heads to work on the fairways, and that's why we've got fairway problems. We had fairway problems when we first built the course. We had spring dead spots for about 7-8 years. We finally eventually got rid of that. Then we had problems on 11. We put zoysia down on that hole. We sodded the whole fairway because the dirt down below on 11 is where they got a lot of the dirt to build greens, mounds, whatever was necessary. And clay was left. So what we did was sodded it. And it was the best fairway we had. Because zoysia is great grass for golf courses. River Cut in Springfield's all zoysia. I mean, there's a lot of courses, all the higher, I mean, it's expensive. But they need to be watered. And Daryl's watering as best he can with the system we got. And that's why we don't have fairways. I don't recall seeding, I don't know what Daryl has told you, but I don't recall seeding fairways every fall like we had to last year.
Right.
He seeded with Kentucky bluegrass and perennial, ryegrass.
Right.
The seeds, whoever put it down, in my opinion, I've got a horticulture degree, I know a little bit about it, but I don't believe they prepared the surfaces for the seed as best they could. They just broadcast. They didn't dig up stuff. They
Till,
didn't-
no tilling enough.
There was no aeration.
No aeration. They did prepare it, and on hole 13, was it the previous year or the year before, the previous guy put sod down on 13. He also had a bunch left over that he didn't use and put down on an old practice green. For whatever reason, we don't know. He had a lot left over that he could have fixed another fairway. And he didn't, but anyway, I'm just saying that they have to be watered. This time of year is a necessity, as Larry knows. He's got water on his baseball fields all the time when I'm driving by there. And we don't get, good Lord doesn't give us rain this time of year, so,
Right.
you know, we have to do what is necessary to keep that grass alive. And we do need water. Now, I don't know if they fixed the pumps over in the, we used to have 2 pumps over there that pumped water, and we had great pressure. And I think they've had some pressure or problems with the pumps over there.
See, I didn't hear that.
In the past. I don't know if they have it if they
Right.
repaired.
There's actually a camera in the pump house, so they can monitor that pump every day they come to work and make sure it's running. That's one
Yeah, and-
important pump.
You know, there was a time 2 years ago when nitrates got real high and did not, that was another reason they stopped watering, because the nitrates in the water, you were pretty close to not being able to put it out in the Clear Creek, from what I understand. You know, your stuff in the water was
Well, you know, we've also got records of, in the past, of the USGA, is it?
Yeah.
That came out about
Yeah.
4 years ago and did tests and more and soil samples and more.
Yeah,
And gave us the solutions and how to fix, and it was,
didn't do it.
and then the superintendent at the time declined to move forward with that, and I
We-
got that right here, and it's
We had
supposed
a
to
fellow
give you.
from St. Louis come down after Dave Gillespie when we needed stuff fixed. His name was Mike Vogt. I think he's retired now. But he helped us more than anybody. But I think he's retired. And he was a golf course advisor. The city paid him $4,000 or $5,000, I think, to come down and test stuff. This was when we were having trouble with the stuff out of the water from the sewer plant.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of press pause on all of that because
You don't want to go into turf management?
no.
Okay,
Um,
good call.
Again, I'm the one who requested this work session today, and it's not anywhere close to where I wanted to go. I love all of that, but that's for Larry. That's not for me. you know, I'll just leave it there. I have all the confidence in Larry, knowing what I see at the North Park and have seen at North Park for 20 years now. I have no doubts that he is going to turn Windmill Ridge into a better playing course. I have no problems with that. So I don't want to cut your information short, your time short, but did you have more you wanted to? I know you've got a lot of paper.
Yeah. This is the turnover. So this is what I've worked on in the last 2 years or year and a half with the course, and it
I'm
contains
sorry.
those results.
I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. I'm not doing that.
But those surveys and those tests from companies that have done this stuff.
So is this for me to take today?
Maybe, yeah, it is.
I mean, you know me in
It's
paper.
prepared.
I'm anti-paper, even though I've
It's-
got some.
It's ideas. It's what needs to be done, what stuff costs, leasing equipment. Yeah, that's all you. Yeah.
No. I really don't want all this paper.
I understand, but you know, it's got everything in it from the leasing of the. This is last year's tournaments, and we had 2 more tournaments that never got documented. That's another discussion. That's another money loss that the course could have done better.
That
This
never
is-
got documented.
Yeah, in other
Never got
words,
billed.
Yeah, never got billed.
And never got collected.
Yeah, there was 10 tournaments. We only got paid for 8.
Why is that?
Why do you have all
Why
of
is
this?
that? Right, exactly.
Sorry.
Why- Because it's just I love paper.
But
This is all the
this
contracts
here,
for Dish
right?
Network. This is all the contract for Toro equipment. That's fine. It's. I don't have to. You can laugh all you want. I can. If
No,
I
no,
wanted to
no,
grab it,
it-
I could grab it.
It needs to be here too.
Well, it is.
Okay.
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
And that's that. And then this is all the updates that we had when the previous superintendent. This is the course from the Golf Association that they declined to use as they paid to have this done, like $4,000, I think it was. This is the one previous in 2010, the same thing from Orion. This is the overview of all the greens and paperwork and all that stuff on their findings and how to fix it, the equipment to use, the seed to use. It's all knowledge. It's a small folder.
That's compared to you got more at your desk.
But it is, it's a small, and you can use it at your will as to what.
So
you know,
yeah, this is
it's
here.
important stuff.
This is here.
Yeah, I keep it
Okay.
in my file cabinet, yes, sir.
Okay. Because I am morbidly curious about some
Oh,
of this.
absolutely. And you know, if you have to go back, there's stuff.
I
that
think
goes-
this is more for Larry though.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's not a lot of numbers on here.
And I'd love to have the day with you. I've been waiting for that day with y'all, and I thank y'all for making today that day. But we covered a lot. I mean, we had invasive species growing on a lot of trees. They remedied that. Rocks on the fairway. I mean, you know, no grass on greens. This is all the complaints I get. I get anonymous calls and letters from people that are in here talking about, you know, non-attended pro shop all the way down to the spots on the green. I mean, it's all included because these golfers are the bosses, the ones that pay their rates and come in to golf, and they gonna put $1 down. They're gonna give you $10 of information.
I'm all about customer
Right.
service.
That's what it's all about. So that's what all this is. So it's a good pack in your suitcase when you go to your beach.
All right, I think everyone wants a good golf course. Good golf course is it. But it's gonna boil down to dollars and cents. And so I think we need to take a look at after the season's over, somewhere in that, and we start the budget cycle, we gotta start looking at what's the revenues and, okay, what are the expenses? I think $542,000 is too much. It's just too much for a budget. We still gotta pay for
hang on to it for a second.
roads,
Just for a second.
streets and all that. So the other thing is gonna be priorities, and what I'm getting priorities today is the irrigation system. That's what sounds to me that's the biggest need out there for a step improvement, or at least improvement.
Yeah,
Sounds like the greens are fine, tee boxes and fairways, particularly on the back nine, so I think for me, that's kind of the big picture. And I don't know, Ken, what else did you want to cover?
Okay. I'm looking at the P&L only.
Mhm.
That's all my file folder's a lot thinner.
Do you play golf?
I do not. I tried a number of times, and while I get my money's worth, golfing is not
A
something.
lot of strokes per
Exactly. My per stroke cost is very low, but it's offset by how many balls I have to buy. So I'm just going to go down the P&L, right? So I have questions about mostly the revenue side. The expense side is really going to be questions I'll have for Larry and ultimately Mickey. But so on tournaments, what I really want to understand is the budget. I don't know. Did you work on the budget?
I helped,
I know,
yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
you were.
Daryl, brand new.
She was new.
Yeah, me, Darryl,
She
and
was
Sandy
new at
all
the
were
time.
new this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Then I
So me,
became
Darryl, and
new.
Sandy all did our first budgets, the one budget
Okay.
we did in the spring.
So, if to the best of your
Okay.
recollection, golf tournament. See, I don't have last year's. I wish I had last
You
year's.
do.
Go
On the one
compare.
I sent you today,
Oh no, I haven't seen that. Awesome.
yeah, I sent you today, it was last year's compared to this
Okay,
year's, month
okay.
to month and year to current fiscal year.
Fantastic. Thank you.
When you budget for revenue, you
Oh,
look at the
wait.
previous years and decide how your revenue is gonna
Right.
compare to that. As we discussed.
That's the one that you sent me earlier
Yes,
this morning.
Earlier this morning,
You
yes.
did. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So prior year golf tournament actual was 11,000 and we budgeted 13,000. That's to take into consideration the increase in.
We did not include
No.
increases. They told me that the golf course was shut down for a couple of months out of the year. We took that into consideration,
So
that it would have more use.
13 was just a
Guess.
wag.
Yeah.
Wild guess.
Wild guess. Shot in the dark.
What's EA stand for?
I used to know. I don't remember.
We didn't
Okay.
pass the new tournament ordinance until after we passed the budget.
Right. None of those new
Right.
fees are
I
in
would've-
there.
And I would have guessed it would have been before. Okay.
Yeah, because we
No,
went back and
it
asked
was
that question.
right there.
Okay.
It was
So-
right there, so we did up it a little bit, not much.
Greens fees, last year's actual was 109,000, we're budgeted 120. Again, we're just assuming just a,
How long was
An
it
increase.
shut down? Wasn't it shut down like
2 months.
2 months?
September,
of-
October.
And he said that was the high use time also, so
Yeah,
we
it's
were
cooler.
considering, that's where we were getting more revenue from, thinking those months would be involved too. If you look month to month, all of your revenues are down compared to what they were last year at this time. And that's on the one I sent you this morning also.
yep. Season pass, last year was 74,000, we brought that down to 70,000.
And what is the header?
There's memberships.
The memberships?
Season pass memberships.
Last year was lower than this year so far?
No. Last year's actual was 74.5. This year we budgeted 70, and we're already exceeding that at 72,003. Now, the question I have, not in addition to the amount, but when are memberships billed? How are they billed?
They run the
Exactly.
same fiscal year. They start April 1st as a fiscal year. So that number should start since April.
Okay. So it's not, if they buy it later in the year, they pay later in the year. It all starts in 1 month.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that way a bit. So, do we bill? Do we send out a bill to members?
Yes.
We do.
Right.
I'm
I think the 5th of each month is when that comes out.
Each
That is
month.
somebody
for
pays
season
in and-
pass?
That's the one that. paid
June,
mine.
they can still buy a
That's
membership,
the one
right?
I don't know.
he's not.
Yes.
Is it an annual?
It'll run till
Ken, we start taking
they'll
memberships
decrease
the
it
1st of April,
in,
and they pay full price till July 1st.
And then
after
what?
July 1st, they start prorating,
Yeah.
there's
which
your answer.
we're still taking memberships.
Yeah.
So they pay full price to June, from April to June.
Okay, hang on a second.
And
Hang
then
on a
July,
second.
they start prorating, like July would be 9/12 of what they pay. That's the way we've always done in the past. Now, I don't know if you want to change that or not.
So July
Yeah,
1
but you have a system. Yeah.
beyond.
So the
Yeah.
revenue comes in year
Yeah.
round.
It's prorated. But it's
But
billed through our utility office?
It is.
Yes.
people pay monthly, get it deducted from their account on the 5th of each month.
What's the next date? July 1st, then what? September?
Each month in July.
Which is
August,
prorated,
September,
12,
this
7,
month,
12, prorated.
August is 3/4 of the full
Okay.
price, you know, so on and so forth. You don't get a lot of memberships after September, October, 'cause
And I'm assuming people have the option to pay for their year in full?
they can pay full,
Okay.
some of them pay full, some of them pay monthly.
Okay. And I'm gonna get in the weeds here a little bit. So if we're billing them monthly, are they hitting checking accounts and credit cards, things like that? So they have all methods of payment, okay. Okay, so
most
that,
of those are automatic draft.
yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
yeah.
And is T-Snap in charge of that? You fill out a form on T-Snap?
No.
No.
it's
They
the-
sign a paper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
T-Snap's only taken at the golf course.
this is
Yes.
point of sale.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Trail fees, which I didn't know what they were until I visited those guys last week. Well, anyway, I'm going to go back to the memberships. So it looks like we're going to far surpass budget on annual memberships, which is great. Because then I've got one coming up that's not so great sounding. So the yearly trail fees, again, we're in excess of budget there. Oh, I changed my screen.
Ken, I got a problem with that.
Which,
I turn in the money on Mondays. Trail fees on our T-Snap system is actually our cart rent, or our cart rents. They're
Yeah.
not, they're
Yeah,
not
I'll-
trail fees.
I've got questions on that later.
Okay.
So yeah, that's,
Well,
hold on.
That needs to be changed on T-Snap or something. I don't know which.
Yep, I don't disagree. Trail fees, we had budgeted at 28,000. Last year, we're at 24,000. So that just tells me there's a lot more golfers coming with their own carts. Yes. Right?
Well, like I said, the program is.
Oh,
Correct.
I'm picking up what you're putting down now.
That's
So you're
where we were
saying,
confused.
okay,
Yeah.
it does not segregate
trail
true
fees.
trail fees from a cart rental.
Right. I see now.
Okay.
That explains why your cart rental's so.
That's
high.
exactly
Cart
right.
rent should be higher than trail fees.
Exactly right.
Quite a bit higher, but they're not showing up on my, what I turn in every Monday.
Is that on T-Snap or
That's
what
on
you're
T-Snap.
That's
turning
on
in?
T-Snap. That's
a-
here.
That's a T-Snap,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
right there.
Yeah,
We
this
can
doesn't have all
fix
the
that.
orange colors on it, that's mine.
Okay.
We need to call T-Snap and find out what is going on.
Yeah,
That
and
makes
there's
sense.
more to calling T-Snap and asking some questions. I've got a lot of questions for them. So I'm gonna jump to cart rental, because cart rental, last year's actual was 119,000, and this year we budgeted 130,000. And this year's actual, as of month ending June 30, was a mere $2,337.
That's the difference between car rentals and.
So why did it work last year and not this
I
year?
don't have any.
Killing me, Smalls.
Okay, well, I feel better about that.
True, yeah.
Because I didn't do it last year. Brian Bauer did it last year, was the golf course manager. And when he left, Darren had me start taking over, turning in the money each week.
You bring T-Snaps in.
Yeah, I get on T-Snap and that's the numbers.
Okay.
I don't know, somehow the trail fees go into cart rental and the cart rental goes into.
More,
trail-
yeah, to be TBD, to be determined.
Okay.
Okay, so the barn rental, we budgeted 65. Last year's barn rental actual was 46. So that kind of corresponds a little bit if trail fees is seeing a boost there. Okay, yeah, because I was really concerned about the $130,000 number for cart rentals, not knowing where that was coming from when we had so few. And then I was wondering, how is that so few? So when I told Matt about this and we saw $2,300, he was like, no way! Because a cart rental is
It's backwards.
a bit more.
Okay.
It's just
For some reason.
miscategorized, yeah.
Category wrong.
Merchandise, it looks like it was pretty level to last year. So those are all my questions about the P&L itself. So going to T-SNAP, one of the questions I had seen, one of the line items on the expense side of P&L was credit card processing fees and had a goose egg on there. And I thought, no, because while I was visiting, there were a number of people who came in and paid with a credit card. I bought a Coke, I paid with a credit card. So I know credit cards were being taken. And we're not booking any processing fees there. And then when I look at the T-SNAP reports, I see the categories, which this is very comprehensive and I like it. There's a couple of questions I have. There's a what they call sales roll-up. So for example, cart rentals, there's an 18-hole, a 9-hole, and then there's just a dash. So it's like there's no category. And the bulk of the cart rentals go into that. It's like a default. So I don't know, do we need to know, I like a lot of detail, but do we really need to know a cart rental differentiating between a 9-hole rental and an 18-hole rental? I don't know. Unless
Well,
we,
this year it's the same.
it's the same rate. I was just going to say, unless we were looking to do pricing based different pricing based on a 9 and 18 hole to look at the revenue and then compare it to the cost of the lease of a cart and all that. So anyway, getting ahead of myself. I don't know what the dash is, so I'm just going to assume it's the generic cart
Does it
rental.
have a dollar bill?
It has. Oh, it has certainly.
T-SNAP, is that what I turned in?
I don't know. Matt gave me
That was
some reports. We geeked out the other day.
How big is that dash dollar?
It's 2,418 rentals at almost $37,000. So I'm assuming it's just because I've never seen the system. I'm
Okay.
assuming there's cart
So the
rental and
question
it's just
is, when you
defaulted.
ring these up and we change the price, are you ringing up just a single player and it covers both cart rental and green fees?
Yes.
Or do you ring them up cart rental and
No,
green fees
it's all
individually?
under
Okay, so
one.
maybe that's why.
Okay.
That might be coming from that.
Yeah.
It shows-
Again,
it
these-
shows it-
on there,
shows
but
it
when you ring it in,
different
it's
side.
one,
Yeah.
you click one button and it pulls both up.
My disclaimer always, I ask a lot of questions just because I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to understand. So there's nothing wrong. It's just I just didn't know. But when I took this report and I go over the columns, right, it has a cost of goods sold, and then it has a sales tax amount, and it has a fee amount, and I'm expecting the credit card fee to be in the fee amount column, and it's zeros all the way down. Every sales category is zero.
And what we budget?
And we budgeted $1,000. So that then tells me from my banking experience is that, okay, when we get a deposit, we're just getting a net. We're getting a net between the gross sale and the credit card fee.
That would be correct.
But I would like T-SNAP to tell us what our fees are. I have no idea what percentage we are paying them,
Okay.
right? I have no idea if we're paying 2.3 or if we're paying
a month for
12.
T-SNAP?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what we're paying a month for T-SNAP? Does anybody?
That's
I've
another
never seen a
question.
bill for them. It all comes off of the.
I think
off
they're
there.
probably
That's right.
getting money off of transactions.
They are.
All right, here's.
I've never seen a
here's-
breakdown.
Here's another, we used to have Golf Now, and we did not get charged for using their equipment or anything. The way they were paid was tee times. They got 2 tee times per day that they got their money from that one. That's how they were paid. We did
So they
not-
would come and golf
Yeah.
at no cost to them in exchange
People would
for.
get on golfnow.com and put a tee time in. We had 2 tee times. I think it was 10:56 and 12:56 or something like that. And people could sign up and play at those times on Golf Now. And we did not pay. They got, they paid Golf Now, and that's how Golf Now got their money.
We're-
When our previous guy came in, he changed to T-SNAP. And I believe you're paying something per month for T-Snap. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But Golf Now
I'll
is,
find it.
Golf
Yeah.
Now is a lot easier program to
If-
use than T-Snap program.
If T-Snap takes the credit cards and does the processing, you could bet that they're making their money off of that.
It could
But I
be.
want to know how much.
Right.
Correct.
Their percentage, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Per card,
Yeah.
per transaction
But
fee.
Golf Now is a lot easier program to use than T-Snap.
Yeah.
T-Snap's owned by Allegiance.
Good point. Are they charging 3% or 6%?
Correct.
Or 13.
Or 13?
Yeah. So
Good, that's a good question.
I
And
I like
money-
that they have this
that
on the report,
information,
but it's not
ironically,
populated.
And T-Snap didn't provide you with a credit card processing fee, did they?
No.
I'm sorry.
There's no credit card processing fee.
Well, I see a column on this is their report, right? So I see a column that says fee amount and it's zeros all the way down.
Right.
So, because when I took some of these totals, so if I take the total amount of greens fee, I'm sorry, the cart rental revenue and divide it by the number of cart rentals that we had,
Good way to do it. Yeah.
it comes out to a very odd number. I'm like, okay, I can maybe see that based on the 9-hole, 18-hole if there was a price differential, but I took for the 9-hole rental.
Yeah.
There's only 3. $29 is the amount that I see here. That's $9.66 per cart.
Is there a fee to use your credit cards that we charge added to that
No.
before you divide it
When I
up?
bought my Coca-Cola last week,
Yeah.
$3. I was charged $3.
So we
Nothing was
do-
being passed to me.
Okay. We need to change that.
That's again, these are the questions. This is why I ask, right? It's to understand these.
Okay.
So when I look at the 9-hole cart rental of $29 total revenue at 3 carts, that's $9.60. $9.66 per cart. Hey, we're not charging $9.66 per cart,
Do you know what the charge is?
So-
17.
14 per cart. Ooh.
right?
For non-homes.
No.
14.
Same
Yeah,
price.
Right, you're right.
It's the same price. So that. I'm not good at math. Not good at mental math. So that's $42, right? Subtract that they took $13 from us on those 3 rentals.
That's 10%. 25%.
Yeah, I'll trust you. I'm not good at mental math, so. Okay,
Okay.
that helps. Helps explain. NGL, the activity that I'm looking at here, are these transactions are weekly, which
That's where he'd be bringing them in.
Randy Graham and I have already kind of chatted about the whole procedural, daily versus weekly kind of a thing. I won't go into all those details right now, but so this is what Mike brings in.
That's the day that the ladies down there bring it through the system.
So
That's what you're
that'll
seeing right
be
there.
cash and check,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Credit card transactions are not reflected in general ledger,
No, they'd be on your T-Snap.
but they're in our bank account.
Well, I'm assuming, but that's called Heartland. See,
Okay.
I've never got close to, you're closer to T-Snap than I've ever seen. I've never made it that far.
Is Heartland their third party?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Does that ring a bell?
Because here we do
Heartland?
express bill pay, but it comes through Pathfinder.
Okay.
So that probably is.
Because it does say fees.
Mhm.
Now we don't have. So this was April 1.
They won't match.
They will not match because this is a conglomeration of all activity, all sales activity.
That's T-Snap fees.
Yeah.
That is cash and check.
And that's a 30-day.
I'm having
Huh?
That's a 30-day. That's a month.
So I guess we just really need to, do we get through this season with this system or do we?
I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Again, I'm looking to understand.
We
Right,
need to
right?
figure it out.
We
We-
need to know what we don't know.
We
But
do.
I'm hearing enough glitches of this system
Yeah.
that I don't think we want to stick with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make that determination. That's Randy,
I
Larry,
would agree.
you.
These guys need to get together.
Yeah,
Has never liked.
I like the feature that you can download the app, you can schedule a tee time on your own device. I don't know if any other
You
features.
probably just need to look for vendors
You can
and
do
get
it
a
on
demo.
now.
Yeah. But what I'm concerned about, what
Look at-
I'm
look
interested
at
in,
3.
is
Alright, if you can.
reconciliation.
Right.
We'll do that.
That's what I'm looking for.
I have not got to dig into.
Yeah, I know, and I'm here to help.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited.
Um,
I've got names of 2 of them. We can do it.
Okay, so I'll push pause on that. Let me return that to you for now.
You're taking paper, giving away
Right?
paper.
I'm gonna give away as much as I can.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
I like it to start, but not to own. Let me look over my list of questions here. I've got answers to a lot of these when I was there last week, so that was very helpful.
It's kind of complicated.
Equipment maintenance. I guess I do have some questions on some expenses. Equipment maintenance, we're already at 79% of budget. We budgeted 20,000. Do we know what goes into equipment maintenance?
My understanding is they've had a lot of mower issues this year.
Hold on.
And, you know, any
Okay.
improvements you would have done to the irrigation, anything like that, your equipment.
Okay, so that is
It's pretty broad.
equipment we own and repairs just, they came,
Not just
Their
tractor.
mowers
Early-
got so bad, that's where they decided that it'd be
Okay.
better off just leasing, or else they weren't gonna have mowers to mow with.
okay.
Right, okay,
So the,
Leasing is our equipment.
yeah,
We can lease.
yeah, but yeah.
rental
What
agreements.
kind of leases do you get?
That's probably lease agreements.
I'm not sure, I looked today, I didn't find the contracts.
'Cause there's no professional
But you've
leases.
got your new Fairway mower.
Yeah,
on
there's
Um,
enterprise
the
vehicle
tractor
lease.
loaders on a lease.
That's truck vehicles. The enterprise,
You know what it's gonna cost.
Oh, wait.
I think that's trucks, because that's in the enterprise system, under tractors and mowers,
Yeah,
that would be,
That way.
Is
we
that
know your fixed
odd that that's not in
costs
capital or?
well, we try and keep that
you
separate,
got
because
that.
that truly is an enterprise, not like enterprise.
The company, right?
Yes.
I got it.
Brown's
Yeah.
Fargo was
Okay.
there. He did not like leasing.
no, I hear that's new to the city.
So,
There's no
Senator.
mowers in the enterprise lease fund, right?
No, those are through,
Wells Fargo.
the Wells Fargo is where they're.
And that's
they're
probably up
through.
here under rental agreements.
No, those are coming out of capital.
Oh,
I
they
sent
are?
you 3 Wells Fargo, that was later today too.
I missed.
To where the
Email?
fairway mower, yeah, the fairway mowers on that leased out of capital. Your tractor and loader is at, leased out of capital, and I believe 2 greens mowers. Does that sound right, greens mowers?
Yeah, I know one.
Maybe 1 greens mower. That would be
About 2,
4.
but one of them's-
Those are hitting the capital line.
one of them's-
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Oh, did I not send it?
That's okay.
I may have scanned it
That's
in and
all right.
never
We
pressed the
can,
button.
we can chat later,
Okay.
but,
What line are you looking at? The equipment?
I'm going from my questions and then,
Oh, okay.
but yes, I was looking at, rental agreements. It was an $8,000 annual spend, and we're at 2,800 right now. You know what, you gave me no, you gave me just revenue.
Yeah,
I wanted
I
just
just
revenue.
gave you revenue.
Yep, yep.
I'd have to look that up.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's fine, that's
That's-
fine. Um, so insurance deductible, that seems kind of low. Do we know where that came from?
The insurance is like a blanket for the full city, and it's broke down to percentages.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Where am I? There we are.
Seems like most of the discussion is between you, not so much with the council, but it's with the key people and not with.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was looking for in this meeting, but also dovetailing that with Darren's desire to give me all this paper. So
Okay,
he had been asking to
my
get together.
purpose is, do we need a city council session? Because I noticed that when we started, you were clean shaven and you're not now.
I think the better analogy was I didn't have any gray hair before we started. I think that would be better. Are you suggesting to adjourn?
I'm
And I just
suggesting
continue?
Jared, because it seems to me that most of the conversation,
Yeah.
these are good questions.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need the whole council do it. It sounds like it's mostly a discussion here and here with some of the folks back
That's right.
here and with Larry, so.
Yep.
So I recommend that we go ahead and adjourn here and then go ahead and conduct those meetings. Because I think we're finding some things here that we didn't know before. T-SNAP, I wish I hadn't heard about it,
All right, I move we adjourn.
but do we need a closed session?
I don't.
Is there a desire for a closed
I
session?
personally would like to have a closed session talking about personnel.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we move into closed session. And I would like to keep Mickey and
Can I
Kelly,
object? Can I object? I don't want to keep all these people here waiting for us to finish the closed session, then bring them back.
Good.
Is
Good point.
this something that could wait, Commissioner, to Thursday? Because we do have.
Now, we got a closed question on Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up then.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. Let me, in all fairness, let me look ahead, see if I have any more. I know I do, but. The only thing I'll mention is cart rental, the cart lease is coming up next year.
You can confer with.
Okay.
So I already shared that
Okay.
information with Larry, so he's gonna
And I'll do
get all
the same
over.
thing he's
We need to get
doing.
with Randy and
Yep.
work on one
Yep.
at a time.
So that's the only thing that I
I can still
know
keep it in the file
that is
cabinet,
documented that
share.
is going to be coming
Share
up
the desk.
for
I really don't
attention
understand the billing on
And
the
then I'll bring
leases.
you
for the carts specifically.
Yes, yeah.
personnel.
We'll have to look
I
at it.
have the lease.
Okay,
I have a copy of it.
okay, we'll have to
And
look at
then
that.
you
Okay.
confer with
I can.
Gaspar.
I'll have other questions. I'll just.
And that
That's
comes
how
up
it's gonna
next
have
year?
to be in 2
It does.
weeks.
So we need to start
April
working on
1.
that.
Yeah, well, I think we would need to, because when I was talking to those guys, and Larry, I was bringing up the idea of should we consider electric? Because the cost to charge them is minimal for us versus buying gasoline. But, I mean, there's pros and cons to each side, but I would always like more options, and so the advice I gave Larry was whenever you're getting quotes, have them quote both, right? We may end up going gas,
Some
but
other
just
invoices for you to look
get
at.
both. So, anyway, the motion was to go to closed session. I'll second it.
Okay.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Indovino.
Who's